Hello friends, this is Cold Run. Welcome back to a blind playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV's Dawntrail expansion, starting with a Father's Grief here in Yoctel, yes. Alphino. The next feat away, so we just finished the Feat of Repast. Alphino would have you on the road as soon as possible. 2 feats to go, right? Seeing as how we now face the penultimate objective of the rite, it would be wise to travel to Mamook and undertake the feat of the Brotherhood without delay. Wise, yes, but impossible. The Tianbek Traverse, which connects the upper forest to the Jatika heartland, is still impassable. That's an ongoing theme here, isn't it? Is there no other route? I am afraid not. Work to clear the path is underway, I'm hopeful we can resume our journey soon. Then let us each use this time as we see fit. Get a little break. I, for one, would like to explore the village's surrounds, if Erenville would oblige me with a tour? Very well, I have no other engagements. Then I will come with you, if only to prove that I am capable of keeping my footing. Yeah, she doesn't like to be seen at all as weak, even for a second. Kryl. Though I shouldn't rejoice in our delay, it does afford me an opportunity to look into my grandfather's purported visit to Yoctel. Oh, that's right. Ma Blue did say something about a foreign mage coming through here decades back, didn't she? I'll come with you. Want to join Kukushu? Hell yeah, more Galuf backstory, yes. Let us reconvene here after our respective diversions. As I recall, the merchant met my grandfather at a market in Yoctel some 20 years ago. Any who might reliably remember him must therefore be at least middle-aged. Let us make inquiries where we can. Alright, we're looking for middle-aged. Seeking middle-aged man. Or woman. I'm not picky. Grizzled villager. A foreign mage 20 years ago? Yes, I remember him. It's not often we get visitors from across the salt, let alone those traveling with infants. A baby girl, as I recall. I'm staring at my brushed Kryl. Was it brushed up? Brushed up. My brushed up Kryl wind-up. Very intently. I only saw him in passing, mind. If anyone were to know more, I'd wager it would be Hunmu Rook. He was already, Shabrash Rosh then. A baby girl? It couldn't have been. Oh, Kryl's over here. I didn't have to look at the brushed up version. The real thing is right over here. Thank you, sir. This information is very helpful. Hunmu Rook. Hello again. Do you require assistance? A foreign mage passed through Ikbrash roughly 20 years ago, possibly carrying a young child. Do you remember him? Surprised cat face. Why do you ask me this? Who is this man to you? He may have been my grandfather, and I wish to know what brought him here. Your grandfather? Not by blood, but he is family nonetheless. I don't remember how much of the relationship they got into back in the Eureka storyline. A foreign mage did indeed visit Ikbrash, Master Galuf. So far as his identity is concerned, I trust you are satisfied? More than that, however, I cannot say. Why not? Yeah, why not? Did he just leave and... So it's not like you don't know, it's that you actually, like, you're sworn to secrecy or something like that. Hunmu Rook wasn't one of the Dawn Warriors, was he? Because I don't think any of them were lions. One of them was a wolf. There were a couple of other there were a couple of other humans, I think. Maybe I don't remember. I know we saw brief screenshots during the Eureka fight, but I never actually did the raid. So maybe we got more after that. I simply cannot. I beg your forgiveness and an understanding. Very well, I will not press. Thank you for confirming his presence here. The rest I will discover myself. Out of more general curiosity, I have another question. They say the Yokhui once dwelled in these forests. Where was that exactly? Yeah, just general curiosity, unrelated. General curiosity, my butt. Yes, before they withdrew to Urkopacha some 5 centuries ago, the Yokhui claimed Yoktel as their own. Many of their architectural remains can be found in the lower forests, the Jatika heartland. Then that's where they must have had their visions. Yep. Thank you, that answers much and more. I understand what it means to long for one's family, so believe me when I say that though my position forbids me from aiding you further, I wish you nothing but success. By helping the Third Promise find the Golden City, you will surely find the answers to your questions. So, something that's probably unrelated, it's more just a general Golden City Dawntrail point that's just been bouncing around my head. I see the aesthetics from later in the expansion. I see the people dressed up like characters from Tron, like dressed up in full like sunglasses, 80s sci-fi, bright glowing high-tech stuff. I have no idea how we're going. That's not true. I wonder how we're going to get from this setting to that setting, from this aesthetic to that aesthetic. I don't say I have no idea, because it has to be around the opening of the Golden City and what that Golden City actually is, but I don't have a real more specific guess than that vague meta notion. Speaking of which, I have a query of my own for you, Kakushu. May I request a moment of your company? Go on, we'll wait for you. Thank you for obliging me. First, let us head to the cenote behind this village. And thank you all for the... just for clarifying what a cenote is and that they're a real thing. I had no idea. I think I'd seen things like this. I didn't know that term was real. I didn't know it was a real geographical feature. And some of the ones that I've seen have just been gorgeous. Like the real life ones look like... It looks more like real life pulled from Final Fantasy than the other way around. Like that, it just looked like magical. Like they don't look real. It's like too beautiful for real life. I'm really glad I got to see those. It was my intention to see you off without saying anything, but Mistress Cryle's plea has softened my resolve. As the leader of our community, I'm gladdened to see that the Third Promise has surrounded herself with such compassionate and trustworthy companions. Would you tell me of her journey thus far? Sorry, while Kakushu's sharing her journey, Pigeon is sharing his journey with me. Pigeon? Is that so? It seems the rite has been a great source of learning and growth for Wuk Lamat. It does me well to hear that. Yeah, why is this secret? I guess because you're supposed to be a neutral party. No, it has to do with a daughter. Okay. My daughter would be about her age. Are you out of contact or did she die? Girls are rarely born among the Shabral. So when she arrived... Really? Girls are rarely born? So when she arrived, the village was elated. Such joy I felt when I first held her, and pain when I found her at the bottom of a cenote. What the fuck? Like she was playing and she ran... 3 years old, an accident it was said, but I knew better. You think someone murdered her? Someone murdered your 3-year-old daughter? What? Oh, no way. I was thinking for a second, is that why... is the 3-year-old daughter actually Wuk Lamat? But no, Wuk Lamat was found in the bottom. They're saying they found her in the bottom of a cenote. They're not saying she disappeared. So no, that goes out of my head very quickly. She had been pushed. Though we never caught them, a suspicious figure was seen fleeing towards the Jatika heartland, towards Mamook. Once bitter enemies, the Bakool Ja Ja and Shabral had learned to live in peace. Who could doubt the intent of such a reprehensible act? By targeting the child who would one day lead her people, the criminal sought to undermine the future of the Shabral. Her people being the Shabral, not the Dawn Servant. Again, I'm ties between the missing daughter and Wuk Lamat are just and orphan Wuk Lamat who doesn't know her parents are just bouncing in my head like rocketing. But no, that can't be here. As long as they actually found the body. If they're like, yeah, we never found her, we assume that she was found lost at the bottom of the cenote, that goes back into play. But that's not the case right now, I don't think. Yeah, the criminal sought to undermine the future of the Shabral. Yeah, they're saying that she killed a successor to the Shabral village here. Or people, nation? It's more than just a village, because there was a full-on war, but Shabral, I don't know what you call it, the towns, this culture. I was determined to not let them succeed, and so I let the memory of my daughter die in that cenote and gave her into the care of the one person I knew could protect her. I'm really confused. The memory of my daughter die in that cenote. So the daughter, so it is Wuk Lamat. So it was an attempted assassination. He saw that she was going to have more assassinations attempted and gave her to the Dawn Servant. Dawn Servant Bakool Ja Ja. There we go. I didn't think this was going to be answered this quickly. I like it. I appreciate it, but I'm surprised. Though she was born to lead the Shabral, fate had a greater plan for Wuk Lamat. Only the Dawn Servant and I know the truth, but I must now take you into my confidence for one reason. That's got to be a good reason. It better not just be like, make sure to take extra good care of her. Like, it's got to be a good reason. If the villain who attempted to murder my daughter was indeed of Mamook, then rancor towards the Shabral still burns. This is a good reason. I was caught off guard once. I will not suffer the same... It is weird to me, because it's a tragedy. It was a near tragedy. It was a heinous act, but I don't count it as a tragedy. She lived. I don't know how she lived. Those cenotes are high, and 3-year-old bodies are not that... Well, maybe kittens are different. I don't know. And so I ask you, not as the Dawn Servant's elector, but as a father, to watch over the third promise. Defend her from her enemies that may be lurking in the shadow. And this isn't just a general, like, take care of her. This is like, her assassins may still be lurking, and, you know, that sentiment may still be alive where you're going to go very shortly. Defend her from her enemies that may be lurking in the shadows. Will you do this for me? No. Why did you... But, like... It's such a... How do I say this? That's such a challenging and shocking and almost unbelievable act. Your daughter is threatened, nearly killed. And I think 99% of the time the response is to double down on protecting her, to make... Well, not to... Because this is a way of protecting her. To double down and keeping her close within the village, to, you know, alert the news. Like, if someone goes for her, for your kid, you don't give them away to someone else unless you really think they're going to be that this is the start of a pattern, and that for their sake, they're not going to be safe with you. Huh. Vow of resolve, Bakool Ja Ja. Will you hear my question and answer me plainly? Address me not as the ruler of Tuli Hyolal, but as a concerned father. Yeah, Wuk Lamat certainly has a fair bit of love going her way, and I like that. Suffice it to say, this conversation must remain between us. Pray breathe not a word of this to anyone. Oh boy. Like, why not tell Wuk, though? Like, oh no, we're getting sinister perspective. We're getting lackey perspective. Hey, level 95. Is this is new music? This isn't just a daytime nighttime thing. We've got to just hit a point in the story where this is new. It's like a vocalized version of the 14 theme, I think. Taking a stand, Mamook stands quietly, his expression one of old pain. Recalling the past has rendered me emotional. I require a moment to compose myself, but please, do not keep the third promise waiting. I won't, but I really don't know why you don't tell her. She's old enough at this point to understand. Is it that you don't want to... like, that this is such an important time for her that you're worried that like, this will derail her and you don't want to be a distraction? I don't know, it feels... I'm really not comfortable with the whole telling the people around you the secrets and not telling the person who needs to know the secret. But I don't know. Several cutscenes, okay. You're back! So what did Mamook want? Nothing, he wanted to give me tips on how to fry a banana. Oh, you're saying you can't say, okay. It's alright, you don't have to say. More importantly, the Tianbeck Traverse still isn't clear yet. Something about even more rocks. Then I think I'll take the opportunity to rest. All that cooking and preparing for it has worn me out. Look at the light as it bounces off those, like as the trees sway. That was gorgeous. I'm not usually one for like to notice lighting stuff, but that was notably cool. A cat nap does sound tempting. A moment, promise. You're not trying to kidnap. Are you trying to share information? Are you trying to mess with her? Maybe you're going to share the information. I would actually like that. I hope that in an act of sabotage, he tells her the truth. Attempted sabotage. You're one of Bakool Ja Ja's... What do you want? You're one of Bakool Ja Ja's. What do you want? I've come to fetch you. You're welcome to refuse, but know that it would be most unwise. Hubigo Guardian. And why is that? I'm sure your salted friend has an idea. What do you think? Oh, are you blackmailing me? Screw that. No. Unless you're saying that you're going to share information about an impending assassination. I don't... No, I think if Kakushu is just like accepting this as an implied threat of like, if you don't encourage her to come with me, I'll tell her the truth, then no, Kakushu's doing bad. And they say house cats don't come when called. Follow me, promise. Do you think they have house cats? Like, do you think the Chabral, or do you think the, what's their other name? Rothgar. Do you think the Rothgar actually keep house cats as pets? I guess that'd be like me keeping like a little monkey or something.
What is the meaning of this? And just how far do you plan on taking us?
Into the cinder place. We got Bakool Ja Ja himself watching. Themself? Himself, I think, right? Themself? I don't know.
Oh, Mamook!
I love the way she says that, by the way, says his name.
Bakool Ja Ja, you snake! If you want my keystone so badly, you'll deal with me And me alone. Leave the elector out of this.
Yeah, this is, again, Bakool Ja Ja has got to be, like, jail. Straight to jail.
Is that all you think he is? Foolish kitty. This man is the reason we are here.
Foolish kitty. His villainy sometimes cracks me up.
Take a good look at him. Go on. Look. Surely you recognize your real father.
And I'm glad, as much as Bakool Ja Ja is doing this for evil purposes, I'm glad that we're hearing about this. I'm glad she hears this now, that I don't have to go like 4 levels of quests maintaining a secret like this.
Don't believe us? Then ask your trusted sellsword. She heard it straight from the old man's mouth.
Yeah, like 3 minutes ago.
Is it true? Is Mamook my... Your silence says it all.
Her silence always says it all.
Now that you understand the situation, let's see those keystones. I'll even let you fight for them. Just you and me.
No Pictomancer allowed?
If that adventurer attempts to interfere, I'll kill the old man myself!
The other lizards have to know that they're baddies.
Heartless fiend. Kinsman or no, I won't stand for you taking hostages. Come on then. You wanna fight? I'll give you a fight.
I wonder if I'll get to roleplay as Wuk here.
Oh, such heroic caterwauling promise. I'm shaking. Guard our hostage well. We wouldn't want to attempt any thoughts of rescue. By the by, house cat, they've been instructed to put down Papa Dearest when you lose. Hopefully he settled his affairs.
You are just the worst. All the... Yep.
Don't worry. I'm not losing to the likes of him.
Because she got absolutely wrecked. It wasn't even close last time, I don't think. Like, she couldn't move his arm or anything. But she has new inner resolve, I guess.
Well, what are you waiting for, you blessed bastards? It's 2 against 1. Don't tell me you're scared.
I know I didn't hear you right.
That's all it... To get taunted into acting recklessly, he just needs to be called chicken. Cowards don't stand a chance against Wuk Lamat. Back down before you get hurt. You know what? We're gonna buff up Wuk Lamat here. Cowards don't stand a chance against Wuk Lamat.
You dare call us cowards?
Yeah, he's like Marty McFly getting called a chicken.
I'll kill you all!
Like, that's a disproportionate reaction.
Son. I want you to watch as I tear your beloved promise to shreds!
Hey, eyes on me. The house cat, remember?
She's owning it.
I'll say it again. I'm not losing to the likes of you. I'm going to become Dawn's servant, and I will protect my people.
Okay, yep, we play as Wuk Lamat. Excellent. Through skillful combat, Wuk Lamat will gain the... I like this, like, black background, this, like, character select screen, like, rotating combat pose as an intro to this. Through skillful combat, Wuk Lamat will gain the resolve she needs to unleash powerful limit breaks. Not only do these attacks deal great damage, they will recover HP. Use them early and often to emerge victorious. I appreciate this tutorial because limit breaks are so often left behind as the thing you use at the very end, like in dungeons and stuff, that this is like telling you to be wary and play this differently than you usually would. So I appreciate it. All right. What do we have? Because she's like a warrior. She's not... It's like a very special kind of warrior. She even had a different title in the... I don't remember what it was. What is this? Pet hotbar. All right, so what do we got? Ranged attack up there. Main melee combo that ends in completing the... that ends in restoring HP. Another main melee combo? Why would I use one but not the other? 220. If any of the weapon skills are not ready, the combo will start again. I know, because Tirali Judgment combo just looks flat out worse. I might be misunderstanding something. I don't know. Blue Antenna Pulse increases, this is 30-second cooldown, increases max HP by 20%, restores the amount increased, and increases... Wait, what is this? Oh, landscape motif, never mind. And it increases HP recovery by himself by 20%. Run of the Ronique, so that's the charge. And the limit break. Okay, yeah, I'm curious. I don't know what the difference between... So let's just start. Let's just start. Run up to him.
Come, you mangy house cat, so I can rip you to pieces.
3. That looks really good. Why did I think that Tirali Judgment was worse?
I'll cut you to shreds.
Lethal Swipe, probably get behind you for this, right? Yeah.
My magic should be more than enough for Miss Mittens.
Miss Mittens! That's kind of adorable.
I'll make you eat dirt.
Kicked in. Do I want... Never mind. I misunderstood that. I thought I had to direct him to block one of them, but I had to go between.
Here and now.
Still playing the part of the brave warrior.
Shit. Can I survive to the next healing thing? Probably not. Barely. Because the actions make Tirali Judgment combo look way stronger. I don't know. So now I see that we want to go in between. So we want to be like kicked like that way, right? Yeah.
Miss Mittens is no longer abusing me, brother.
Dawnlit Conviction.
This right has taught me so much. About my nation, my people, and myself.
So the green one is new. What is the green one's a donut. We want to get kicked into the donut, I think. Oh, I thought you were going to...
Can't keep up.
No, I can... I thought you were going to kick me. That's why I was prepping to get kicked into the donut. I saw that the donut is the place to get kicked into. Maybe I was even naming it the wrong donut, but Yeah, again, that was my misunderstanding.
Like this.
Shadow siblings. What are you gonna do, Mystic?
Here, kitty, 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 kitty.
So is it gonna be one after the other is gonna do? Okay. Strength from her resolve. I think that just means a boost to the limit break bar, maybe? You know what? Let's stay here. Yeah. Go, charge!
I
All right.
finally understand what it means to live in peace. To
I
greet
like-
each day in safety and happiness.
I like that T-pose that she does.
Irritating pest. It's time we finished her, brother.
Like the T-pose that she does when she's
For you, kitten.
getting ready to do the limit break. Okay, 2, 3. Was I misreading this? Did the bottom thing have far more damage on it? Let me read this. Oh shit. Thank you. So let me read this again. 150, 210, 270, 220, 320. I don't get why. I don't get why that's supposed to be good.
Carry on Papa's legacy, his love for our people.
Is it ranged? No, it's not ranged. I don't know why I would ever use Terali Judgment.
I'll grind you beneath my heel.
So I want to get over here, I think. Yes.
Flea-ridden upstart. Why won't
Yeah,
you
that
die?
T-pose. Look at that. The come at me, bro. Flea-ridden upstart. He's got cat jokes for days. Supreme standard. Shit.
Fine. I'll show you the true power of the blessed.
Button tap? Is this going to be button smash time? It is.
I will be the next Dawn servant, and I'll protect my people's happiness to the last.
Oh, and she's got the warrior limit break.
That's why there's no way I'll ever lose to the like of you.
What? But that was everything I had.
You haven't had the character growth. You don't know how shonens work.
Stand it anymore. Attack.
Wait, you're not allowed to do... I guess you're allowed to do whatever you want. Hired thug. Not even like... Yeah, these are just straight up hired thugs.
This is
So these are... Maybe these are AoE and they just didn't say it. That's got to be it.
you bring shame upon us.
These have got to be AoE... This has got to be... Terali Judgment combo's got to be an AoE combo, and it just... Maybe he said that I didn't read it.
Stupid pride? This is for Mamook. We cannot lose.
I'm really curious what the others in Mamook
The
will
great
think of
Bakool Ja
him.
Ja needs help, I see. Send your whole army. You still won't win.
Okay, yeah, I'm bad at those time things, but I think I got it.
That my allies are right to believe in me.
Such confidence. But changed. She wasn't like this before.
Yeah, and that's why, like, even though she was barely able to touch him earlier, again, this seems to be following, like, shonen anime rules, and so that, like, the personal growth that she went on, I believe that that's enough to to close the gap in combat between them. Yeah, the finisher move, Dawntrail Conviction. Dawnlit Conviction. That was great. That was so good. That was a fantastic solo duty. One of the, I don't know what the term for it is, roleplay duty. I am surprised. I really thought we were going to get him as a trial. I like this just as well. I'm just surprised. It's just surprise. Oh, you dropped your keystones, my good friend.
I reclaim what you stole.
Yeah, you do.
No. How can this be? How could that puny house cat beat all of us?
Get swatted.
You've caused nothing but trouble with your dirty tricks.
Dirty Tricks is underselling this. Again, it wasn't a mischievous prank. It wasn't like he played a little underhanded. He tried to nuke the world. He tried to bring out the dawn,
Releasing Valle Armanda,
the Sky Ruin.
harassing me is one thing, but you've endangered too many innocents.
Yes, exactly.
No more, Bakool Ja Ja. I will not stand for it. If you even think of tormenting my people again, you will answer to me.
No. No.
What was that?
And he goes and forgets he had the way blocked.
I am not retracting my prior thought that we're going to get Bakool Ja Ja redemption arc. Whether I'll buy it is something different. I don't know. I mean, we'll see how it goes. But like, I really think they're going to try to give him a redemption arc, and I'm excited.
What? That was his doing?
Oh, he was the one who had it blocked? What a dick.
The only part left in the saga is the Lay of the Brotherhood in Mamook. The plan was to force you here so we could take the rest of your keystones.
Why are you being so open about this? Because is it that you respected strength but not him? Or why? Were you just hired?
So that's what he was up to. But, should you be telling us this?
Right?
What does it matter? You've beaten us. It's over.
Yeah, but she's not going to, like, enslave you, right? She's going to try to boost you up. She's Wuk.
We'll release the hostage.
You don't get off that easy. You took a human, you took a Shabral hostage. No, die with the others. You don't get to walk away. I guess you do.
I'm sorry. I was careless.
Are you alright?
I don't know how you begin to approach this conversation.
Bakool Ja Ja said about you and me.
I mean, there's...
But to single-handedly defeat Bakool Ja Ja, you truly are the Dawn Servant's daughter.
The Dawn Servant's daughter. I mean, she is. She's both.
It's been my honor to bear witness to your journey. Promise.
You got to explain. You got to at least give me the chance to explain what happened. That it wasn't just you didn't like her and you left her be or anything like that. You got to give some explanation, right? I am not adopted.
Promise. Yes. That's what I am.
I'm not adopted, and so I don't know. I mean, I imagine there's as wide a range of reactions to learning about and meeting a biological parent as there are people who have gone through that experience. But no, I don't. I can't imagine what this is like. I can imagine it. I can't actually feel the scope of it, but I can imagine it. I mean, I've heard people talk about it. I really don't know how. So is Wuk just going to see this and kind of accept it? Maybe Wuk is in a fairly settled state of being. She may not need to know the detail. I'm sure she wants to know what happened, though. And at this point, there's no reason not to tell her.
I'm Bakool Ja Ja's daughter, and Tuliholal's next Dawn servant.
And she's accepting enough of this role that I don't think this matters as much. She's more confident enough in this role that I don't think she needs to seek out the truth of this other part of her identity. And I appreciate that.
Come on. Let's rejoin the others.
I'm really curious how anyone who wasn't adopted, I'm not sure the term, who was an adoptee, feels in terms of this reaction, if it reflects a reasonable potential reaction to this sort of situation. Or if you'd really like press. Again, I know it varies. I know there'd be people who'd be angry. There'd be people who say, I don't care, it doesn't matter at all to me. And she, she's accepting. And whether it's good or bad, I think it's healthy. I think it's probably healthy and seems like a reasonable reaction given what we know of her. Seems we were glad last to return. I'm glad everyone made it back safely. Thank you for having faith in me. Keeping out of the fight, even when it got dirty, couldn't have been easy for you. But Bakool Ja Ja won't be the last person to threaten those I care about. I wanted to prove to myself that I can stand up to such villains, even when I was stand alone. Which isn't to say that I won't ask for your help when I need it, of course. I know better than that now. Taking a stand. Bop, 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 bop. That was so good. Meanwhile, earlier in the second promise is Kona or Zoralja? I don't remember who the second promise is. The peaceful music makes me think Kona. Yeah.
The passage to Mamook remains blocked. For now, all we can do is try to rest and recover. Perhaps with a meal, as my sister would no doubt suggest. Shall we borrow the kitchens and prepare some shibruk pibil?
Doesn't sound like fast food.
So thou hast taken a liking to the dish.
Even though it's not Charlian.
As we learn to appreciate the unfamiliar, 'tis only natural that we develop new affinities. There is no shame in this.
But there is in ignorance. I had barely considered what the people of Tuliholalal hold dear. What hopes they harbor for the future. Our nation is built upon the bonds that Father forged during his journey across Tural. But so single-minded have I been in my advocacy of foreign innovations that I failed to understand my own people.
You got your own growth journey as well.
Struggles to connect with the populace ever make a worthy Dawn servant?
Absolutely. I mean, 100%. I don't think there's any doubt for me there. Because you care about making that connection. Like, the fact that you're asking this is a good sign.
To understand and connect with people is by no means easy. But there is something you can do to pave the way.
Let me see you for who you really are. What makes you laugh and cry and rage? That sort of honesty is the first step towards mutual understanding and connection.
So Wuk Lamat is clearly the protagonist of Dawntrail right now, but I like that they're building Kona as like a deuteragonist. Or maybe not even that, maybe not on the same level, but as like a very close B-plot protagonist.
Understanding begets fellowship, as my father said. And yet, what you suggest does not come naturally to me.
Doesn't have to. Not everything has to come naturally. But he knows that. He's just saying it'll be a challenge.
I, too, have found it difficult to speak from the heart.
Yeah.
In thy struggles, I see mine own, painful in their familiarity.
I've talked before about how I wish the focus were more purely on the Dawntrail characters and the scions were really just stepped aside. I do like how they're using them to focus on the Dawntrail characters, like as a gateway and as a transition point in cases like this to Urianger transitioning to Kona in some ways, for instance.
Yet frightening though it may feel, if we are to move forward, we must indeed take that first step. Dispense with pretense and simply be.
That's really tough. For me, anyway.
Do you remember when you first approached us, and we asked you why you wanted to become Dawn Servant? You said you wished to use the knowledge you acquired in Sharlayan for your country, and in doing so repay your father for the opportunities he afforded you. What won me over was not your ambition, but your motivation. So let your people know this, and in time, they'll come to support you as we do.
That's very persuasive, Thancred. You're showing him that your support for him can be a microcosm of the people's support. Yeah.
You can't hide behind that stoicism forever.
Very well then. I will make a greater effort to be myself. By not being my usual self so much. He's
like following a little bit in Wuk's arc. Into the Traverse. Wuk Lamat wishes to know how traversable the Tianvek Traverse is. So, what's the state of the Tianvek Traverse? Still being cleared, I'd assume. Konmuruk said he would notify us as soon as the work was done. Then perhaps now would be a good time to consider how we might reclaim Wuk Lamat's stolen keystone. Wait, what? I'm confused. Didn't she just get her stolen keystone back? Was there a second stolen keystone that she didn't get back? I'm forgetting. I don't know. Oh, no, okay. Kryl just didn't. You didn't tell Kryl everything that happened to you? Oh, I got it back already. What? When? Not to mention how. This is Bakool Ja Ja we're talking about. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. So I taught him a lesson and took my keystone back. You bested Bakool Ja Ja in single combat? Bravo! Yeah, Alizé would be very proud. What can I say? I've had good friends to encourage and cheer me on. There you are. Our excavators have contacted me with news of their success. The Tienbeck Traverse is now safe for travel. Then we can finally make for Mamook. Come to think of it, isn't Bakool Ja Ja's home? We can only hope its residents don't share his winning personality. Alphino. If it is indeed the city where Ketin Ram first met the Dawn Servant, surely some civility awaits us. I'd forgotten that it's that city. I would not be so certain. It's true that the Dawn Servant received Ketin Ram and Mamook and was instrumental in the establishment of friendly relations between the Shabral and Bakool Ja. But since that time, most of the Bakool Ja who supported his peace have left their city in favor of abiding in the capital. So this is more like an extremist like the sentiments tend to be much more anti-unification sort of thing. What remains is a cloister of Mamook. And while those traditionalists do not take up arms against us, neither do they bear great love for outsiders. Sounds like it's time to win some hearts and minds. Whatever they're like, the people of Mamook are also of Tuliholal. If I'm to be Dawn Servant, it's my job to know them first of all. He's so proud. Proud cat dad. Well, we'll be on our way then. I'm glad I could learn more about where I came from. I'd eat so much Shabruk Pibia besides. Thank you for everything, Hunmu Rook. Till next time, take care. And I gotta say also, I think Hunmu Rook, because Hunmu Rook is the one who had the active as much active choice in this reveal as anyone else. I think he's handling this perfectly. He's giving her. I disagree with like not telling her, but you know, now that it's revealed, at least, I think he's dealing with this perfectly. He's giving her space. He's giving her... Wait a second. He's giving her space, and he's not pushing one way or the other. But he's pushing a little bit. He's ensuring, because he kind of cut her off before, but in such a way that he's not trying to be like, I'm your real dad. He was doing just the opposite. He's trying to stay out of it. He's trying to let her, whatever decisions were made in the past, whatever the choices were, whatever the factors, whether it was right or wrong, he's not trying to upend her life now. He's emphasizing that her true parents at this point, her true father is the Dawn Servant, is Bakool Ja Ja. I think he's handling it great since the reveal. First, we make our way across Shobrit Cinderfield due southeast. By the way, my friend Alysso had a great theory about the Beastmaster job that I was hoping we'd have more about by now, but that Erenville will be the entryway, like the main Beastmaster, and I love that theory. How you have grown indeed. He's got little cat tooth sticking out. Where are we going? I'll come to these side quests in a bit, but we are going southeast. Coming to the end of the Shabruk Cinderfield here. Is Shabruk Cinderfield here, is it? Shobrit Cinderfield. The traverse will bring us straight into the Jatika heartland. Remember how you insisted this forest is green? Wait, what? What does that mean? Remember how you insisted this forest is green? Did I read that right? I mean, maybe we'll see in a second what he means. I have no clue what he's talking about with that sentence. It's probably a reference to something earlier I'm forgetting. Remember how you insisted this forest was green? Oh, it's blue! Oh, it's actually, the forest is blue. It's like green top and blue on the bottom? Prial. Path is quite steep, isn't it? Let's take our time and descend safely. Okay. Thank you for your contribution, Kryl. Yeah, it looks like it's blue. It looked like the bottom trees are blue. Yeah, okay. spoke with one of the excavators on my way down. Apparently, Bakool Ja Ja cleared away the one fallen tree remaining by barreling through it. Yeah, like a like a cartoon running into the wall and leaving a Bakool Ja Ja shaped hole in the tree. That Wuk Lamat single-handedly defeated someone possessed of such physical might is nothing short of remarkable. Still, we ought to proceed with caution. There's no telling what his wounded pride might compel him to attempt. I like these lanterns. They're like cyclopean. Does cyclopean mean like a cyclops, or does it mean large? I think it means like a cyclops, but I seem to remember like Lovecraft using it to mean just like gargantuan, titanic. How you doing, Alize? Erenville said this traverse was dug to facilitate incursions into the forests above. Wow. Yeah, this was like, wait. That can't be. This is too large for that. I guess it is, but this is pretty big. What is this? There's like a little nook to the side here. Anything in here? No, it's just a nook. Maybe there's a side quest that happens here or something. Or a fate. Like one of those world boss fates, maybe. Oh, hell yes. Oh, yeah, now this is Night Elf territory. Oh, are those glowing mushrooms? I think, are those plants? Are those leaves or mushrooms? I think those are mushrooms. No, those are leaves. The vibrant glow indeed. Nope, don't. Alluring, isn't it? In more ways than one. Take my paring stone and hold it close to the glowing rock. Your paring stone? What's a paring stone? A tool used by gleaners to identify certain geological properties. Okay, it's like a little sensor of some sort. It affixes itself to the boulder with surprising force. It's magnetic? Paring stones are natural magnets, and that's a meteorite filled with iron. One of many remnants of an ancient meteor shower. Okay. So here's what jumps to mind immediately. Final Fantasy V, Galuf came here in a meteor from another world. Meteors were his, like, plane. I guess they were interdimensional travel, or I don't know if it was dimensions or across space or what, but is that how we get to the new aesthetic? Are we going to, like, open up the meteor? And it's gold on the inside. Like, the light coming out of it is not blue, it's not green, it's not red, it's gold. I mean, it's a little bit red, but it's mostly gold. Is this going to be like the Golden City? The heterogeneous ether they admit causes surrounding flora to glow unique hues, as you can see. Are we going to, like, enter, like, the grand meteor and traverse to Galuf's world? So these glowing boulders came plummeting down from the heavens? Idral be merciful. There you are. Shocked Lala. Blue, it's all blue. Far cry from the upper forests, indeed. The place is already so fascinating. I'm eager to hear what the people of Mamook can tell us about it. Keep running, we're almost there. She's so great. How many times am I going to say she's so great about Wuk Lamat? The answer is always not enough. Yeah, all these Glowing golden meteorites. And I know that if my theory is right, it's not going to be X-Death that awaits us. I know they've already used up X-Death. And it's, the more we go into it, the more deeper we go into 14, the more I'm unhappy with the way that Final Fantasy 14 that the Omega Trials just kind of blew through Kefka and a bunch of these that they could have, because like I think again they've learned a lesson from there, and so it's more just regret. I get why they did it, but I think it was short-sighted to have like Kefka be like a single trial boss and things like that, or not, a single raid boss, just because when I see what they did with Golbez, how they turned the Golbez Cecil storyline on its head and used it in a way that was perfect for 14 and unique from what's its base game, it just feels like it was a waste to use the likes of, Kefka and X-Death and all those characters for a quick Easter egg. But it doesn't preclude them from using them again here. Like, they could always be like, hey, this version of, FAC reminds me a little bit of Kefka. Yes, that was a different universe. That was a different version. This is a fuller, deeper one etched into it. So it doesn't preclude them from doing the Golbez treatment the way that, to the likes of X-Death and Kefka, but it does make it less likely. As this is my first time visiting Mamook, I have no experience interacting with the locals. But given Hunmu Uruk's parting words, I would advise a cautionary approach. Your caution is probably warranted. City of Sun. Just make sure. What was I'm just double checking which quest I was going to stop at. Yeah, so I was going to stop at the quest called Blessed Sibling, so we'll keep going a bit longer. City of Silence. Finally, in Mamook, Wuk Lamat is eager to make progress. Well, we all know what comes next. Let's find that elector. Two streets seem to converge upon this plaza, so I propose we split our numbers between them. I don't see any people here. No, there's a couple of people, never mind. Given Hunmu Rook's guidance, I suggest we err on the side of caution and move throughout the city in pairs. Erenville can come with me and Alizé can go with Kryl. That leaves Kakushu to accompany Wuk Lamat. If these arrangements are to everyone's satisfaction, then may our respective searches prove fruitful. And may our attunements to the Aetheryte prove fruitful. Yeah, so this is stone, not ruins, but no, it's very much not ruins. This is Stone Village. What's your initial reaction going to be to me? Don't talk to me. Yeah, that's what I was expecting. So people are not very happy to see us. What was that line from Ted Lasso about, like, just imagine how mad he's going to be when we win him over? You can still hear me, right? And see me? Yeah, everyone's ignoring you. Everyone's ignoring you, Wuk Lamat, and that has to hurt. I'm so sorry. That has to feel bad. God, this place is pretty. And I just encountered a similar, well, there's a similar area in Elden Ring I'm thinking of in the DLC that I'm playing through that this reminds me of. Belligerent Bunewa. ... indeed. Your words may as well be ambient noise for all the care this citizen pays you. Why would even one of them even agree to be an elector? I guess just have some role, at least, in, even if they're not happy, like pick the lesser of two evils sort of thing. Man abruptly turns and leaves. Yeah, these are some grumpy bunnies here. Wuk Lamat. Please tell me you've had better luck. No one will talk to you either? I was prepared for hard stares and harsh words, but this is something else. That building there looks like a shop, doesn't it? Let's go and take a look. A merchant wouldn't ignore us, surely. I think I know from some Final Fantasy games, from past Final Fantasy games, there's three hostile merchant responses possible. One, ... they just ignore you anyway. We don't sell to your kind here. Two, they sell you jacked up prices. And three, they turn you into a frog. I'm thinking of when Cecil came to Mysidia, where they turned him into a pig or something. I know the merchants or some of the people around there were not happy with Cecil for entering Mysidia for obvious reasons. Reasons of, mass murder of innocents. Wuk Lamat. Hello there. We'd like to ask you something if you don't mind. No, I don't mind. Tell me anything. Move along, outsiders. Move along, sir. We're just trying to find someone, the Dawn Servant Selector. Could you tell us where they are? Oh, does he go back to stocking shelves? Oh, get wrecked, Wuk. I'm sorry. The disrespect. Utter disrespect. Maybe the challenges maybe you get a keystone if you get one of them to talk to you in something other than hatred and disrespect. And I like how, again, the city's visual style is very different from what came before. Like, they are not using the moblins. They are not using the ways of others. How are we supposed to find the Elector if nobody will even speak with us? Any luck on the walkie-talkie? Everyone, can you hear me? Come to the massive stone structure on the west side of the city, quickly as you can. Danger? Quick as you can. There's a beautiful frog. You must see it.
Up there.
This place also reminds me of the Lahi Forest. I don't remember its name, but the Greatwood. Yeah, the Raktika Greatwood. A little bit of that feel.
Bested by a mere shade.
Is the Elector like the ghost of the prior autarch?
Zerolcha. Papa?
No, that's not. That's cool as hell.
Not as you know him. What
This
you
is-
see is an arcane manifestation of the Dawn Servant as he was in his prime.
This is like Snaky Dragon Boy. This is like, I was talking shit about Omega earlier. This is one of my favorite parts of the Omega, though, was how Omega let you fight Midgard Sormer in his prime, like a version of it. This is that. Is this the Elector? Galul in a box. It's my dad in a box. In a bag.
Channeler is Zerelcha, Autarch of Mamook and Elector for the feet of the Brotherhood.
Zerelcha. So you're playing the role of Omega here.
Tuli Yolal's mightiest warrior, yet wisest you are not. You who spurned your retainer's aid when battling your betters.
To prove oneself superior to blessed siblings by surpassing the shade of Bakool Ja Ja himself. That is the final feat. The first promise fought alone and fell short, but that is now the least of his concerns.
You know, because I hadn't even thought of that. When I keep forgetting that the how unique the two-headed Bakool Ja are. I keep forgetting how unique they are, how they're miracles, how they're blessed siblings. And so when I heard that the final quest I should do here was called Blessed Siblings, I was thinking it was going to be something like about Wuk Lamat talking to her, a story-based thing where Wuk Lamat talks to her siblings, and boy, are we blessed to be the children of the Dawn Servant. No, they're talking about literally the blessed siblings, about the two-headed. Yeah, okay.
You could have let your foolishness end with your failure. But instead, you attempted to harm an anointed elector.
Wait, really?
Soralja, as of this moment, you are no longer a claimant. I disqualify you from the right of succession.
Good. I mean, bad because it's probably going to harbor something terrible. But I'm glad they're actually enforcing the rules for once. Good lord. Yeah, and so that should just, well, no. I was going to say, does this disqualify Bakool Ja Ja as well under the pure rules, like because he harmed an anointed elector, or because Hunmul Rook, whatever his name, Hunmul Rook, I already forgot his name, because he's no longer when he was held hostage, he wasn't held hostage in the role of an elector. He was held as like a private citizen after his role was done with. I wonder. But good. In the short term, good. And not that he's going to listen to this or take it lying down. Surreal Jaw the Worm Tongue. What are you whispering in his ear? This has got to be one of the first times Surreal Jaw has gotten... It looks like he got destroyed.
I will be the one to reach the Golden City.
I? So, for the first half of Final Fantasy VI, when I played that game, I was sure that Gestal was going to be another evil emperor. And then Kefka comes along, and I mean, near the end of Act 1 of the world of, what was not the world of Ruin, the world of Order, whatever it was called. That's when it became clear that he was going to take over, but it wasn't clear to me at first that I thought Gestal was going to be the main guy. It wasn't clear to me at all that Kefka was going to take over. And I was just talking about how they could do the Kefka storyline elsewhere. Is Surreal Jaw going to take over? Is Surreal Jaw going to be the real threat? And I wasn't even noticing it? Or was that like I speaking on behalf of... That I could just be... Maybe nothing. It could be nothing. It could he
was defeated. He tried to take the keystone by force. But he was thwarted by Father Shade.
He could have just meant that... he could have just meant that... he was translating, he was just passing on what Surreal Jaw was saying. Surreal Jaw was saying. And that's most likely. That's definitely most likely.
Welcome home.
That's right. He was the hope of the Mamook Jaw. He was the hope of Mamook.
This feat was made for you. Only blessed siblings could hope to defeat Bakool Ja Ja.
Yeah, but you got no keystones, my friend.
We begin. I would see the fruits of your triumphs. Come, show me your tablets.
They actually did it. They actually made me feel pain on behalf of Bakool Ja Ja. This hurts. Oh god, this actually is embarrassing. This is secondhand embarrassment, and I hate Bakool Ja Ja. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, God.
What is this? Where are your keystones?
Oh, he's so disappointing, and I hate this.
Explain yourself, boy!
He was their hope.
No matter. Not all can be expected to go to plan. What keystones you lack...
It didn't even hit me that as annoyed as these people are, as Mamook is with Bakool Ja Ja, the prospect of a non-Mamook, of a non-Mamool Ja becoming the Dawn Servant has got to be that much worse.
You can easily take.
Easily nothing. He just got wrecked. And he knows it, I think.
I tried. But I couldn't. I cannot beat her.
You mean to tell me that you, glory of Mamook, for whom all here have sacrificed, were defeated by your inferiors? You are as useless as your siblings. A failure.
And now this is how they get you. This is how they get me anyway. And now I feel actively bad for Bakool Ja Ja. There was a Roger Ebert wrote a review of American Beauty. Great movie, great review. But he mentioned at one point, he was talking about the real estate agent mother, how sad it was to see this sort of like strength, or this, you know, this confidence as this shallow kind of shine, this shallow form of strength as a sign of quality, and how much worse it is when you can't even live up to that. And I feel that about Bakool Ja Ja here, that he grew up thinking like he was superior to everyone, which is toxic enough on its own. But when he finds out it's a lie, it's just that much. Or he finds out he can't even live up to that, it's that much worse.
Leave and never
It's like
return.
tragic.
You have no place here.
Let's go, brother.
Worthless! Pathetic! This was our chance to claim sovereignty, and he ruins it!
So Surreal Jaw sucks. Like, I don't even have to say it, but Surreal Jaw clearly sucks. And Wuk doesn't want to see anyone abused.
When these stragglers fail, Bakool Ja Ja will be forced to extend his rule. And in the next rite of succession, we will present a better claimant. So come, stand before me, and fall.
I won't do your trial.
Really?
Oh? You intend to forfeit the right?
Papa wants his successor to intimately understand the country he loves. Every step of my journey, I've learned something about our peoples and their cultures. I would do the same here in Mamook.
Yeah, but you don't get to choose the trial.
The Mamulja deserve nothing less. So your battle can wait.
So she's not saying she won't do it. She's saying I have other stuff and I'll be back.
I'm of the same mind. Father named you an elector for a reason. There must be something that he would have us learn. Do as you will. But until you triumph over the shade, You shall proceed no further.
Yeah, there's no time limit on it. Especially now that it's down to just the two of them. Now that it's down to just Kona.
Promise, I would speak with you. Meet me on the western outskirts.
Huh. Yeah, now it's down to just the time crunch. The race is kind of at a pause. The electors we met have thus far had all had their peculiarities, but each we felt would judge claimants equally. This Zarel Ja, however, seems set in his belief that only blessed siblings are worthy of the throne. I mean, he certainly has that belief, but he's judging you fairly. There's nothing at this point that tells me he's not judging you fairly. Like, he's not giving... I mean, maybe he'll eventually prove that, but he hasn't shown that so far. Like, it's not like he's making us fight one trial and he's making, you know, he's not making Bakool Ja Ja fight a star marmot. Like, it seems like it's a equitable trial, at least, or fair trial, maybe not equitable. Why would the Dawn Servant name an openly biased man-elector? Man-elector? What? A biased man-elector? Is that a typo, or am I misunderstanding that? Worrying over Zarel Ja won't get us anywhere. That lady, on the other hand, was the first person to address us with any civility since we arrived. We should go and meet her. See what she has to say. Western outskirts, right? Yes. This city, this zone, this whole... Is it nighttime or is it daytime? It's... How do you tell? I always forget. It's like... it's the sun going around. Well, no, it says in the game, local time is 8:51 a.m. No, that's my time. It's the afternoon. It's just the canopy is generally so dense that this is what daytime looks like. That's why the war started in the first place, they said. Dignified lady. What's that sound? That was a weird sound. Milalja. Thank you for coming. My name is Milalja. Here we may talk freely away from prying eyes. And what was it you wished to talk about? Tell me, what do you think of Mamook? Well, we don't have much to say yet. No one wants to speak with us. All who remain in the city are devoted to the traditional ways. They believe that blessed siblings are superior, that only they are worthy to lead the peoples of this continent. Most would not deign to address outsiders, deeming them beneath notice. So I was thinking they would be really hostile to a non-Bakool Ja leader, but especially not a double-headed one. But I'll bet one of the ways to win them over... I'm so sorry. One of the ways to win them over could just be to defeat a blessed sibling in its prime. Most would not deign to address it. Yeah, beneath notice. That sounds like an ideal community so far as Bakool Ja Ja is concerned. I am tired, exhausted by this senselessness. There are others like me, but we dare not speak our truth aloud. Yet now we have an opportunity to reclaim our agency. For you have bested Bakool Ja Ja. You, a Shabral inferior by all... This is what I was just saying, but I didn't even think about it. But yeah, even... They're disregarding Bakool Ja Ja as like a weak version of the Blessed Siblings, but it doesn't have to be. Like, they won't hold that true if we defeat Bakool Ja Ja. Triumphed over a two-headed champion. This time, anyway. Next time I might not be so lucky. Bakool Ja Ja is just that strong. I seriously don't understand why he cheats so much. Seems to me he'd do better if he just trusted his own abilities. He's desperate. Yeah, I mean, you saw, like, what he had to lose. Other blessed siblings have fallen before. Wuk Ja Ja of the Silver Scales, for one. He traveled across the salt in search of conquest, only to be... Hold on. I'm Googling this. I'm Googling specifically... Here's what I'm about to Google. I'm Googling Wanderer's Palace Hard mode. Was he the final boss there that got absolutely eviscerated in one of the funniest end moments in all of Final Fantasy XIV? Wanderer's Palace Hard. Bosses. No, Manshom Mola Jaja. Manshom Mola Jaja. That's who it was. Mola Jaja! Yes, yes, yes! Yes, that was him. Overcome by the likes of the Tonberries. Oh god, that was just one of my favorite moments in all of it. Was, I mean, it wasn't like an emotional moment, but it was one of the funniest moments in 14, that ending. But no matter how the individual may falter, the people still believe in the blessed sibling's supremacy. You just need to have like a three-headed cat, and you'll prove your superiority to the two-headed lizards. Because of my father, it started with Bakool Ja Ja. He united Tural under one rule, who in their eyes stands as testament to the... No, he wasn't... It was not because of him. But he was kind of proof of he was a very strong proof of it. He who in their eyes stands as a testament to the tradition's infallibility. Regardless of your father's virtuous intent, his greatest triumph has only fanned the flames of our people's obsession. However, as both his daughter and claimant to his legacy, your triumph could prove that Bakool Ja Ja's strength lies not in his birth, but in his character. And in so doing, you may give us the strength to renounce blessed siblings forever, like the whole concept of them, I guess. I can understand wanting to forsake zealotry, but isn't forsaking two-headed Bakool Ja going a bit far? You're not forsaking them, you're forsaking the idea of their superiority. But on the other hand, they do like actively try for them, right? Like their whole society is set up to try to produce more of them, I imagine. You must decide that for yourself, whether the price we pay is worth an empty dream. The price you pay? Bop, 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 bop. Blessed siblings, Milal Ja has something to show you. There's a place that'll help you to understand our plight. Lies far to the west of here. Follow me. To the west we go. In the Cerulean Seshudros. The area I'm thinking of in Elden Ring was also Cerulean. That specific color, Cerulean. Cenote Jayunja. And you could see these meteorites just peppered all over, one in a tree. I wonder how long these have been here for. If my theory is right, they've been here exactly as long as Galuf has been here. It's about, what is it, 80 plus years? 85 years, something like that? I don't really know. Is that a meteorite up there? Aye. And judging by their attachment, that tree must benefit from the meteorite's unique ether. Anyway, we should press on. Milal Ja was anxious for us to see whatever it is she has to show us. Alizé, a hunting camp like as not. Kryl, I'd love to talk to Bakool Ja hunters and learn about their ways, except they probably ignore me. Yeah. Is this the place you want to show us? Others have continued. Let's catch up. Oh no, this is another just stop along the way. Even farther west. What? This is the place you wanted to show us? We're far to the west. It lies just beyond this passage. Entry to these grounds is not permitted even to the devout. Nonetheless, I would reveal our secrets to you. Rest assured, I shall take full responsibility. Come, see for yourself the truth of the blessed. What is this buff I have? Oh, that's the paint thing. Pictomancer thing. Is this like their, like a painting they're going to have, like something showing us why they care so much about these blessed siblings? Maybe a shrine to all the people that were lost in the war? I don't know, I wonder. Deep cenote.
I shouldn't have looked down.
The stone pier yonder. That is our destination.
What is it?
To erect it there would have been no small feat.
The work of Yakui hands built long, long ago.
Oh, sorry.
Altered? To what end?
So it was built by the Yakui and they altered it.
To show you. We have beasts that can carry us below.
I have no idea what they're doing with this. Hello? The Vidral? Those are cool as hell. They're, are those, like, they almost look like basilisks, like the chicken and... I don't remember I don't remember what exactly that is, like a horse chicken thing, like a horse goat chicken thing. I don't know. What are you doing here?
Bakool Ja Ja.
What? Couldn't wait to laugh at the failure?
You've always come here to cry. Ever since you were little.
You siblings? Are you actual siblings?
Mother.
Oh, shit. Okay.
The third promise seeks to learn about Mamook. She may be our chance to finally end what we have been powerless to stop. Talk with her. Tell her what we have done.
It is true that even people who on the surface seem to benefit from something like toxic masculinity, say, you know, like the people who are successful in those in the context of that norm, that philosophy, not philosophy, but people who are what toxic masculinity looks up to as strongest, you know, alpha male, the money, they treat people as toxic masculine culture says that they should be treated. People who are most successful in that regard are presumably, at least, still suffering from it. And so in that vein, I'm really interested to see, because he's not, I mean, God, even as someone who benefits from this system in theory, like he's got to have been suffering here this whole time. Doesn't excuse unleashing the sky ruin to burn thousands. But I'm going to put that aside as just, you know, this is, you know, it's one of those things that I think to enjoy any sort of anime or fiction, or not fiction, but specifically like a lot of video games and anime like this, you have to be willing to overlook that sort of thing. I mean, otherwise I wouldn't have stopped yelling at oh my God, I can't remember his name. Xenos. I can't believe I forgot his name. Because clearly, I love Xenos. And you have to treat him as a fictional character and not as a real person. Because if he were a real person, you know, he would be totally irredeemable. No, it would be a sin to treat like any parts of him as enjoyable or fun. So I'm going to put that aside for him, for the Bakool Ja Ja.
Perhaps it's only right that we be the ones to speak of it. Blessed as we are. Here. This vessel holds the remains of a two-headed Babool Ja. An infant. We converted the ruins into a cenotaph, so the souls of these children wouldn't return as vengeful spirits. Do you know how blessed siblings are made?
I thought it was just the union of two different types of Mamook Ja. I know there's different, like there's the chameleon types and the other type. I thought it was the union of two different types.
I've heard that they are
Yeah.
to Hubago and Bunawa parents.
Kryl is more culturally aware than I am. I couldn't remember the names, but yeah.
Such unions between clans were originally arranged to stop infighting. The war against the Shibran was going poorly, and we needed to be united.
Right.
Then, one day, a child was born. One blessed with two heads and tremendous power.
I wonder if a Hubigo and Bunawa parent, can they have children who are not two-headed? And if so, do they become Hubigo or Bunawa or kind of a mixture?
When this child grew old enough to lead our army, we became unstoppable. The Shebral had no answer, and we drove them all the way back to the trees above. That taste of victory awakened our greed. We became obsessed with conceiving more and more of these superior children, no matter the cost. Of the countless born, most die. Trapped in their shells.
So it's dangerous. It's really, so it sounds like this. Okay.
Only 1 in 100 survive.
Holy shit.
If we are blessed, it is only because we yet live. Unlike our brothers and sisters who were sacrificed for the glory of Mamook.
And that puts all the more pressure on you to actually succeed, because if you're only succeeding because, oh my God, okay.
That's horrible.
Of course it's horrible. It's an atrocity we can never take back.
It wasn't your atrocity. You've had other atrocities. This wasn't yours.
So that we could live. So we had to succeed, no matter what. To fail would mean it was all for nothing. But I did fail. I squandered their sacrifice.
Okay, well, so he's not a Disney villain. Okay. Oh. I mean, Disney villains have good backstories too, so that's not fair, but I sympathize with your pain, but seems fair. Yeah.
I should never have been born.
You're wrong. You didn't ask to be born as you are, and you are responsible for your siblings' deaths.
Yeah, 100%.
The people obsessed with blessed siblings are. They made their choices, but they don't make yours. Since when do you let others push you around, Bakool Ja Ja? What do you want? Say it!
I want it to end. I don't want any more to die.
Look at this poor thing. Oh my man. I know. Yeah. Yeah. Pigeon's yelling at me.
Then you have my word. We'll put a stop to this madness.
Is this what he wanted you to learn? Is this what Bakool Ja Ja wanted you to learn? Probably.
By their supporters as a means to achieve dominance in Taral. If we understand why they harbor such aspirations in the first place, we would be better equipped to treat with them.
Indeed. I just hope they will be open to discourse.
Yeah, it can be tough to talk to eugenicists. But again, well, I don't want to have sympathy for eugenicists, but we'll see.
Those fanatics treat my words as gospel.
No. There will be trouble if your father finds out you're still here. Moshutural Zush. There we will gather the people and ask anything the Third Promise wishes to know.
Then take one of my scales. One that blends the Hubico and Bunewa coloring. It'll serve as proof that you have our trust. People will do as you say if you show it to them. I'm sorry for what I've said and done. I don't expect your forgiveness.
You had your reasons. I'm glad I could know them.
What a Wuk Lamat quote that is. An embodiment of her. It's the thought that counts when trying to shake that kind of hand.
Which is to say, you're not a complete alpaca's ass.
Maybe one cheek. I guess alpacas' asses don't have cheeks.
Thanks, Wuk Lamat.
That is weird to hear them both talk like that.
Hatred is exhausting, after all.
Indeed. So let us make the most of our newfound friendship and bring together the people of Mamook. We have much to discover.
Wuk Lamat's kind of a dork, isn't she? Hey, Kakushu, before we join the others, can we talk for a moment? I really hated him, you know. Bakool Ja Ja, every fiber of my being. He tried to ruin Ihihana, sabotaged us on the river, kidnapped me for my keystone, and released the most vicious withdrawal of all time. Yeah, anything he could do to cause us pain, he did. Never in a million years would I forgive him. But at the moment I understood why he did what he did, the pain he's carrying this whole time, all my anger just evaporated. Does his pain justify his actions in your eyes? He still needs to make amends. I hear you. Bakool Ja Ja's motives don't absolve him of his crimes. It was a cool motive, but it was still murder. He must answer for them like anyone else. But right now, my duty is to ensure that no one in Mamook feels desperate enough to go to such lengths ever again. Anyway, thanks for listening. Now that I've voiced that, I feel readier for the challenges ahead. Come, back to the city. Oh, boy. Bakool Ja Ja's scale represents his faith in us. We won't fail him or his people. You didn't give me a scale. No, you didn't. Okay. Alright, that's where I'm going to call it for today. Thank you for watching. This has been... Boy, this has been quite a twisty session. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.